What's up, guys? Ah, let me mute that from YouTube. Let me put the chat there. I need to learn how to put the chat like with just the letters. Have you tried Svelte yet? No, I haven't. I don't think I'm gonna try Svelte in a while. I think there's so many technologies right now that are coming out that I won't have enough time to see all of them. So probably not. Let's put Twitch chat there too. How about you, Alan? Have you tried Svelte? If so, like, what are your thoughts? What do you think about Svelte? Okay. I like it much better than React. Oh, nice. I mean, I heard really good things. The only thing that I don't like from what I've heard, I need to try it obviously, is that there's a little magic going on behind the scenes. And I don't know, I feel that I don't like when a lot of things are abstracted from me, especially from JavaScript, which shouldn't be that complex overall compared to React, at least. But I also heard really good things, so I also want to try it before I say like, oh, Svelte is not good, or oh, Svelte is great, whatever. Yeah, I definitely want to try it before I have an opinion. So as of now, I cannot say anything. Mainly, the majority of the things that I've heard is that it's really good. That's all I've heard. But I think I'm gonna stick with React for now. And later, I want to do a YouTube video on like why people should stick with that technology, whether it be Svelte or Vue or React or Angular. I think it's good that people like stay with one technology and get proficient at that and develop projects, because especially right now there's HTMX. Then I've heard that there's HTMC, which is like iframes, Svelte, Vue, Solid, like all these many things. And you know, I'm not saying like someone specifically, but you know, people in general can get a little bit distracted, you know, changing technologies and whatnot instead of building projects. So I don't know, my personal opinion would be to stick with one technology. So just to give you a little bit of context, and this is another project, this is a microservices project that I have, but I like the way that the connection to Mongo is set up. So the other day I was just curious because I have a Mongo project, but not I don't know, I haven't done like something that I would do with Node.js, for example. So I went ahead, I asked ChatGPT, it generated a MongoDB API. So it went ahead, it did it with Gorilla Mux. This one is with Gorilla Mux, yeah, the way that this is set up, which I don't particularly love. But then I went ahead and asked, oh, change it to Chi file. I don't remember what else I asked. So Yeah, this chi. So all of this works actually, and it works really easily. So if you copy this whole file and you run it, it works. Isn't that deprecated? Gorilla Mox? No, it was apparently how do you say? Someone retook it, so now it's again in action, or in, I don't know the correct word, but it's been maintained. There you go. Someone picked it up the maintenance again, and now it's been maintained again. But it was archived for a bit. Either way, like honestly, it's just a router. You can. The cool thing about using just the router library is that if for some reason, say, look what I did. This is actually a really good example. Let's see the top. So I'm using Gorilla Mox here, right? Or well, ChatGPT, because I didn't tell ChatGPT to use a specific router. Could have used the standard library too, but I think Gorilla Mox or Chi Router, they're better. Other than that, everything is standard or from the standard library. And obviously Mongo drivers to connect, whatever. So here in the main function, or is the main function? Here in the main function, we're just creating a simple router, and oh no, this already with, oh no, this with Gorilla Mox. So simple router, your get endpoints, your post endpoints, your put, delete, whatever. This is all the use that Gorilla Mox has in this project. Only these lines, very simple. So because I like more Chi router, it really doesn't make much of a difference. I'm just more used to it. I said like, oh, would you change the router from Gorilla Mox to Chi? That's literally all that I said. So now instead of Gorilla Mox, here the libraries are Gorilla, Go, Chi middleware, and that's it. So only those two different imports. So it looks almost exactly the same. It's just that here, instead of Mox router from Gorilla Mox, it's just Chi new router. And then here you append the methods, which I like. I think this is neater. And that's it. Super simple. And that's what's cool about Chi router or Gorilla Mox. They're both derived from the standard library, so it's really easy to swap if for some reason you don't like one or the other. I believe Echo, the whole framework Echo, also the routing that it has is built upon the standard library, so it's really easy to use. I prefer using Chi or just standard lib for most stuff. Yeah, me too. Honestly, all of this is just standard library and Chi, not much extra packages. Now the problem here that I was encountering, I copy this, I run this in a single file. It works actually, which is really nice, but that is not very realistic. You cannot like expand and modularize. So what I went ahead and did was separate this. So I have my command, I have my DB exclusive package, which right now I'm changing. I have my handlers, so I have my get to dos, which right now I'm working on this, create to do, and right now I need to update the methods. I need to add the get to do by ID, update and delete. But so right now I want to work on the basic before I move on to the others. I have my service package or model, same thing. So this would be the file where it makes all the queries to MongoDB. So here, if I want to get all the to-dos, I gotta set the collection that I'm going to be dealing with. I get the cursor and all that good stuff, and then I return the to-dos and nil error value. Now, obviously I'm missing something here, which is the client or context. So I'm missing the context of type mongo.client, which is one of the reasons that I was getting an error before. And I need to add a couple of stuff here. But anyway, this is more realistic, having everything by packages, in my opinion at least. And something that I used to separate is the router. The router before, I used to have it, there you go. Before I used to have this in its separate package called router. But since it's, the router will handle, literally will handle functions. So I put it inside of the handler for now. And we only have one router file, so it doesn't make a big of a difference. Do you use internal in your project structure? No, but I've seen a lot of people using internal. I would be lying if I told you that I, know right away why people create that package. But there's so many different, package structures and, different ways of setting up your project that honestly, whatever is more comfortable with you, just go ahead and do it. If you currently have like an internal package folder, just leave it like that. It doesn't hurt. I do know for a fact that you have command and then like for example this project right here. So I have command, and in the command I have, where's my web API now? Okay, so maybe not this one. Let me pull up another project that I know I have different structures for different applications. So this is the e-commerce, I believe. Yeah. So main.go, I just want to open whichever. So for example, within my server, ignore the client for now because this is for React, but currently I'm using templates here. So inside of the command, I have my API, I have a microservice, and I have a web application. So normally you want to have your command so you can run separate binaries for this separate project. So because you want to command execute the API, you want to have an executable for micros and an executable for web. So this I've seen, like this is very common. I'm not sure if like for example an internal goes here, and for example internal here you have like a, oh there you go, I do have internal here actually. So for example internal, since it's not only like here this cards functionality, which is like for payment system, I use it within the microservices, I use it within the web, and I use it within the, well, probably the microservice, no, but I use it inside of the API on the web. So internal is meant to have like methods that are going to be shared along my executable applications. So yeah, I believe that there has a special behavior in Go. Any packages which live under directory called internal can only be imported by code instead the parent internal directory. Oh, look at that. Let me see if I can get more stuff about it. Internal packaging Golang. I use internal folder. So I want to know this. Don't put all your code in internal. Okay. Why is it a bad idea to use internal folder and Go? Alright, so I don't want to know why it's a bad idea. I want to know just why it exists. With modules, introduction, above, you don't have to specify your project path in Go path. You need to, okay, I want to see like the accepted answer. Go back to import. The example give with internal fullbar works because it does a local import. Internal only makes it so code that doesn't share common root directory from your internal directory can't import the packages within internal. Go back, try folder. Now if you had go path source project, you could do import foo and import bar from within. The import would succeed. Things that are not contained underneath project, however, would not be able to import. Okay. To reduce your public API surface in the beginning before the tool. Yeah, I'm guessing that it's just an easier way to import functionality without having to. Let me see actually. So I know that I have this charge, right, and this an internal charge, and I want to see this. Let's say I have this in web. Okay, here. API. No. Okay, no, never mind that. Charge internal. Church refund. No. Okay. Never mind. But yeah, it seems that it's just to import easier, have easier imports within like your multiple projects. And yeah, I'm trying to see if there's other. Okay, this is my distribution, so no. Migration static. Yeah, let me read again. Let's see if general package places in a directory name internal. When a command says an imported package within internal, in the import path verifies the importing packages within the tree rooted for internal. For example, package abc internal def can only be imported by the code in the directory tree rooted abc. It cannot be imported by code in abg or in any other repository. Okay. So like it has to have the same path. If you want to import stuff from internal, you can only import it like within the same path as it said. So it's not like exposed to like, you know, another root, another parent folder, but you know, that's not within the same path. Okay. You can of course promote internal packages later if you want to commit to supporting that API. Just move up a directory level or two. Okay. So to restrict imports apparently. Interesting. Yeah, I'll read more into it. So, yeah, it seems to be like restriction of imports, mainly. Ah, that's interesting. To keep more order too, I guess. But let's see, what was I gonna do? Let me check something quickly. All right, so let's see what the API is. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, I was looking into connect to Mongo. Connect to Mongo, yeah. I'm returning that. Okay, so that looks good. That looks fine. Okay. So all of this seems to be right. The connect to Mongo seems to be right. So I'm you know, connecting to my local instance. Right here I'm setting like a admin and password. This for a Docker image. Right now here I'm not using a Docker image. I'm just connecting to my, you know, Mac OS Mongo instance or Mongo server. Maybe I should run a single file and make sure that it works. I don't know. No, but I ran this before and it worked. Yeah. Anyway, so this is fine. Now the next thing that we need to do is, now that we have this connection, the problem that I was having is that I was not passing the context properly in my main. So I have that, and just so you guys, because I'm referencing this because like the, you know, ChatGPT gives you a good single file project, but I want to avoid having a single file project. I want to be able to modularize it. And when I try to do it myself, I was missing a couple of things. So, for example, in the main, this seems redundant for me. Because if you have Mongo client, you just keep Mongo client. So I'm actually gonna change this, unless there's another client. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep Mongo client. So I'm just gonna delete this, and this should give an error. Mongo client. Client. Oh. Nah, that's unnecessary. Let's see, client options. That's fine. Yeah, well, I need to refactor this later, but okay. So let's go ahead and create the Mongo client variable, so later we can connect and pass context to our models. So connect to Mongo, and this should, oh, that's right, 7 go down, and this should be on the DB. Alright, declare not used, okay. Let's add that. Let's panic if anything goes wrong, because the application shouldn't be working if, you know, something goes wrong. Driver Mongo, okay, if we need it, we'll re-import it. Okay, so Mongo client, we have it there. DB connect to Mongo, we can get rid of this, because we're already doing that. Now we want to create a context. So it's just state, if anything goes wrong within 15 seconds of processes, we cancel it. Just making sure that last time I remember like scrolling the chat and I forgot looking at chats, but chat seems to be right. Okay. So context cancel, context with timeout, context of background, and we'll put 15 seconds. And then, you know, if anything goes wrong, we cancel. And then in the defer function, if error is equal to, if there's an error within the Mongo client, we want to disconnect. No, if error is equal to Mongo client. So if there's an error disconnecting. Okay, let me rephrase. We have we have the context. We have the defer cancel. Once we finish, you know, whatever we want to do, I believe we want to disconnect. If there's an error, then we panic. Client disconnect. Yeah. And if such error exists, then we panic. There you go. Then we want to execute this. Then this will be deferred. So this will execute at the end. Okay, so I don't have an application model. Do I want to create an application model? I do have my config struct, because it's just easier to share, for example, the context or the client connection with our models in this way. So I can do config models and then data.new, and I already created this before, so I can go ahead and show you guys that. So I've declared but not used. So I'm not using that. I'm not using rpc.listen or grpc.listen. This for another, you know, microservice project. So this I don't need. Start. Yeah, that should be fine. And I gotta delete this. I don't know where that was from. Oh, data. This is not from data, this is from services. I've declared but not used. No, not Hugo. Why is that? Okay. Let me get rid of that for now. So I have my services. And where do I have my new? There you go, here. So, oh, service. Service.new. Service. New value of service models as service to do value instruct literal. Let me see, what am I returning my service? Yeah, probably for this. So for a bigger project, I want to return like, the cool thing about this is that, what is expected? What am I missing? Return to do. Why is that unreachable? Return to do type is not an expression. There you go. If it was a bigger project, what I would normally do is in the DB. No, sorry. In the, where is this? Here. So normally here I have models. So let's say that, you know, this is just a to do because I just want to make sure that it works. Later we can expand. But if I have like, say, book, and here I put like my book struct. If I had like orders, and I would have my orders struct. Or, well, this should be singular. Order model. I don't know, rentals. And same thing. So then it's very easy to just, you know, wherever you're using data, you just do var model models, and then you extend, you know, whichever model you want to use, data model. But since this is very simple, and this may be a little bit too much, but at least you can extend more fields like this. I'm gonna like that. Like here, for example, I could have done service.models.to do whatever. Well, actually, no. I could have just left it as models. But that's fine. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this too. Okay, I've declared. Now I gotta think. Serving the sorry, just reading a message. Okay, now I gotta make sure how to send the server, as I was saying. So this is like a RPC server. There's another method for gRPC, but none of those are the things that we're trying to do. So here I'm creating a server. Config. that looks funky also. Okay, whatever. So this I'm running my server, but I want to make sure that I attach the context to the app. So I have my routes, I have my address, and then I have listen and serve. I don't know. I don't think that's necessary. And I'm already passing the. Okay, so what I do want to do is pass the context here. That's what I want to do. That's important. Because that's where I was getting an error. Let me see if I can. I don't care about gRPC. I don't care about handlers right now. I have the routes there. I have the main. I have the RPC for that. I don't. I see an error already. I'm curious. Okay, so that client thing was for another stuff. Okay. Anyway. It is a little strange the way I did this. I need to refer to the place where I saw this. Let me see something from another project. Go footbeats and bean main.go main.go. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, so I have my app.serve there where I create that. Okay, and I have my return listen and serve. Okay, that's normal. I probably have something similar to models. There you go. There you go, which is the DB connection, but this is just SQL, but this is like the context, essentially. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. So what I'm going to do is just I don't like. I'm gonna call it application instead of configuration because it makes more sense. It does, you know, if I would have more configuration, then I would put, you know, application and configuration struct, but the struct has very little things that I'm just gonna call it application. So then here I can do app and then application. Then this is a method of the application struct where it's going to serve this. Then this will go inside of the application struct. I mean, we can do everything inside. Yeah, just, I don't know. For me, it makes more sense to put it like separate. I guess, let me see if this doesn't give an error, and then I'll leave it like that. So service.new Mongo client. Yeah, so I guess we could do this, and then let's see, before I move stuff. And then, okay, let's comment this out. And if not, I'll move it here. So make build, make run. Connected to Mongo, okay, that's a good signal. And server running import 8080. So I'm already connected to Mongo Compass, and I have these two to-dos. So now I want to, let's see if our API is running decently. So localhost 8080, and just to show you guys, so handlers, I have a health check, so I'll just return this response, and I have the get to-dos, which right now it doesn't return anything. But okay, let's start step by step. Health check. Okay, API is working. Let's go back to the router. And by the way, I think I want to do the following. And I'm going to do, I've never done this before, but I want to do this. Let me see if I can refer router, routes, go. Router.route and then func grouter. Let's go ahead and copy this just so I don't forget. Okay, so I want to do the following. And this is me just being nitpicky. I'm gonna put /API, and then I'm gonna put everything inside of that /API, so I don't have to repeatedly write API multiple times, but I do want to have all my routes with the /API. And what else am I missing? Oh, this right here. So that should end like that. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Make build, make run. Probably I want to change this in the make file. Restart, build, run. There you go. Okay. So now I have to append API. Okay, keeps on working. Perfect. Let me change this on. I don't like this. Alright, so that works. Now let's go ahead and focus on the to-dos. So the to-dos, by the way, I'm gonna try to close. I'll close that for now. If I need it again, then I'll reopen the pane. So now I'm gonna go to the services. Get all to-dos. That seems fine. That seems to be doing what I expect within MongoDB. So now in the handlers, I'll set the header to application JSON. I'll get the to-dos from the service. So from here, I'll call get all. Service get all to-dos. Completed, created, no service. And what to do? Do I have to declare it like so? So I have Why does it give me an error? That's annoying. Okay. Bar to do is equal to service dot to do, and then here I can do to do dot get all to dos. Not enough arguments. Okay, so I need to pass the client. One second. Okay. So I know that. So for example, here I'm passing the get all to dos. So I know that I'm missing this context. So I know that I should pass that context. So in order to do that, do I have to write like ctx context dot with timeout context dot background, and then what does it expect? Timeout. So the context, the timeout duration. Oh no, it doesn't look right. Let's see. Damn it. Okay, I'll reopen my other project just to see what I did there. What was it? Logger service. API main.go. Okay, so I have that. Then handlers. Okay. Models, log entry, insert. Let's see. Insert one, context to do. Oh, it's just a context library. Okay. Context to do, okay. Context to do. Cannot use context to do. Value of type context as from client value and argument. Whoops. What am I doing wrong? Oh, okay, so let's see. Here I have a get all. Set sort, context find, context. Okay, how about instead of handling this through here, I'll go in here and in the get all. So instead of doing that, I'll get rid of that. Then check. Okay, so then let's go to the handler. Okay, to do's. Log Print line. Okay. All right. We'll get back to this if for some reason I have an error. So I write all just in case. Make restart. Context is imported and not used. Because it's not in the handlers where we want the context, it's in the services. Make restart. There you go. Okay, make restart. There you go. Okay. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, Jair, ¿cómo estás? Everything good? Just here doing a little bit of programming, doing a simple MongoDB project. Hey, okay, so it's not getting the to-dos, but it's not crashing, which I'm happy about. Before it was not working properly. But yeah, Jair here, I'm doing like a simple MongoDB project. I want to post this later on YouTube, but for now I'm going to do like whatever I can. So we have this too, it should be getting this too, but you know, at least the fact that we have null is something. Now there's something to, you know, take a look at. But yeah, I feel that like a lot of people that do Golang tutorials, myself included, do a lot of MySQL, PostgreSQL, but I think it would be cool to show how to do without Fiverr, without Gin, without Echo, how to like connect to a MongoDB database, pull data, and you know, essentially replace Node.js if people want it. I think that would be cool. So now the problems is, well, that's why I'm not getting the to-dos, because the database is not logs. The database is to-dos DB, and the collections is to-dos. To-dos. So I copied this from this project and forgot to change the DB and the collection. Very probable why that was not working. But now let's try this again. Yes, there you go. I'm very happy. Okay, so now it's working. So we have the get and we have the health check. Now let's go ahead and let's do the create. So now I can go ahead and close this because I know everything works. And I had everything in a single page working, but obviously now that it's expanded. Yeah, no, I think it's cool. People can now, like, you know, start using this, hopefully, instead of instead of Node.js with TypeScript. I find Golang really nice, so yeah, hopefully it encourages people to change the way they do stuff. Oh, there's a way to create pools. Yeah, I want to leave that for later. So let's close that. Where did I leave the insert to do? Okay, let's go ahead and let's make sure that insert to do works now that I have that method there. So I have the to do create. And you know, we know that a to do looks like the following. It has an ID that will be created by MongoDB. It'll have a task of string type, so that can be the title, whatever. Completed, which will be the boolean, and created at, which also will be something given by MongoDB. I should have updated at too. Yeah, I should later write updated at. But anyway, one thing at a time. And under JSON, I actually want to do the following. Let's see if created at. Let's do updated at. Updated app. Let's copy this. Updated app. Omit empty. Let's format that. Okay. Let's restart. Let's see if it doesn't give me an error, because like now I'm gonna delete this one. I'm going to leave that one. Okay, this is like the null date, but now we have created and updated that. Cool. So let's go ahead and create a to-do. So I'm gonna be using Postman. I could probably use curl. Yeah, I don't want to make it too cumbersome using curl, so I'll just go ahead and use Postman. So it's API /to-do /create body task completed false, and then we don't need to pass the created at or updated at. And let me change this on. I don't know. I'll change the playlist in a little bit. But let's put a task. Create a YouTube tutorial for MongoDB. Completed. It's not done yet, so that's false. And page not found. To do create. Let's see. To-dos create. To-dos. To-dos. Nice. So success. That's weird. I don't know why it's not like properly formatted, whatever, but it works. So now if we get all the to-dos, we should see 2. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and finish this by doing the delete, well, the update, well, get by ID, update, delete. So router post to-dos, update to-do, which still doesn't exist. We're going to create that. Delete to-dos, delete, and then we have to pass the ID here. Same with the update, by the way. We're gonna have to pass the ID there. Delete to-do, this doesn't exist. And then this is going to be get by ID. Get by ID. That should be fine. Okay, that should be fine. So here we have get all to-dos, insert to-do, func to-do, update to-do, func t to-do, delete to-do, and I'm gonna put the get to-dos by ID, or get to-do by ID, sorry, here. Func t to-do get to-do by ID, where the ID is gonna be of type string. And we will be returning stuff. It's just that for now I want to keep it simple and not put return values for now, until I work with each function that I need to work on. Get by ID. Okay, so I'm passing the ID there. So if I'm going to be doing something similar to get all to-dos, probably I need to set the collection that I'm going to be working with. So collection is equal to client database. Probably I shouldn't make a helper a return collection pointer. Yeah, probably I should do something like the following. Func return collection pointer. Return client. Like I'll return this right here. And then I can do this of type Mongo client. Hey Flavio, what's up, man? How you doing? Return collection pointer. Why is this giving me an error? Can I use to do of type? Okay, there you go. So I was. Am I missing? Cannot use value of type Mongo. I was going to learn Golang. This is your time, man. You should learn Golang. You know, I wouldn't say as soon as possible, but you know, right now I think it's a good moment. Sorry for that. There you go. Small client value in, what is that getting me? Where I was looking this at. Return cursor database get collection pointer. Mongo collection. And then is this a pointer? Aha, there you go. I don't know, maybe I'm like, yeah, there's not that much. Maybe it's necessary. I don't know. What are you coding? So I mean, this is a simple application, right? So I'm doing a you know, the infamous to do CRUD application. The thing is that this you can extend it to, you know, whichever CRUD you want. So obviously you can add more complexity, you can add authentication, you can add relations. But so a lot of people, especially in programming, they start with MongoDB. So like Node.js and MongoDB, or, you know, whichever programming language you want to start with, and MongoDB, because it's very easy to use. And in Golang, I feel that a lot of what I've seen personally, so maybe I've missed this and it is out there, but I haven't seen it as much, is that there are a lot of tutorials with MySQL and PostgreSQL, but not a lot with MongoDB. So I wanted to make a MongoDB tutorial so that people that are using Node.js or Python or Ruby, or, you know, simpler programming languages can, you know, easily make that transition into Golang. And if they have a lot of MongoDB applications, which is very likely, then they can do it easily. So that's the purpose of this tutorial. Yeah. And to show you the working, like what I have currently working is, so we have like this get, so this gets like all the to-dos. We have a create to-do, so for example, create a MongoDB tutorial. I also want to create a testing in Go tutorial, so we're going to create that. And then now when we refresh, we see 3. So that's the gist. So I'm missing getting to-dos by ID, so here I need to pass like an ID, and it should give me a single to-do, update and delete. So that's the only thing that we're missing. Currently I'm working with the get by ID. So here I'm going to return the collection pointer. And this should be very similar to the get all, instead of just that, instead of like going in a for loop by the cursor, we can just easily do var to do, and then cursor or error is equal to collection dot find one. And let me see what find one. I believe. Okay, find one. Context to do. Bson dot d. And I'm missing collection returns one variable. Okay, that's not right. Let me see. X collection pointer, handlers, middlewares, models. Let me see. Insert one, update, delete, get all. Delete bug, get all bugs. Okay, so let me see. I think I have this in a ChatGPT prompt that I made. Okay, yeah. Okay, get by ID. It's just I don't want to reference this as much as I can. If I can do it without having the reference, the better. Get to do's, get to do. Okay, so this is get to do, but this is the handler. This is not the model. Actually, they like this tutorial didn't separate the model. Okay, so bson, there you go. Bson.m, and then I pass the ID and then decode. So this is what I need. This right here. Okay, so it was. So I didn't copy it. I'll look back at it again. Oh, bson was fine. Bson.m. Then it was underscore ID because we're looking by ID, and then I passed the ID that I passed here, and then it was decode, and then I want to decode it into my to-do that I declared here. But it's returning 1, so I do want to check that error. Okay, so we don't need a cursor because it's not multiple. We check for an error there. Let's put here now the return value. So I will return either a to-do or an error. Have you tried Google Gemini or Gemini? I don't know how you pronounce it. No, I haven't tried it instead. Jair, thoughts on learning Rust instead? I've been learning. So last year I took like 4 months learning Rust. I think it was cool. I think I did a to-do a to-do app. I guess to-do apps are like good introductory projects, but I don't know. It's so complicated for no reason, in my opinion. And like I have a Rust Axiom tutorial on the backlog. I never, did it. But let me show you. CD documents, Rust Axiom. Because I did one in Actix, but I didn't like the way it was set up. I think it was like soccer meet. I don't remember. It's been a while. So I had everything like the migrations, everything automated. So what I did was separate by controllers, by models, by the router, the services. So everything was nice, well, kind of. But now check out this. Like this is just a controller. So like to create a game, like I don't know. For me, this is too much noise, and by noise is visual noise. Like I get it. Like okay, like pattern matching. Like you're trying to create a game. Yeah, like I like it. I like that it's really fast, but I don't know, I find it a little bit difficult like to read this sometimes. But like for example, so this is just the controller or the handler, and then where do I have my game responses now? Okay, here. So this is just the error handling, right? All of this is just error handling, which is really good error handling, but it's a lot. But then if I go into this Okay, so I'll have to do it manually because the new beam is not picking up that. But let's go into the services, I believe. So create game service. So you know, this is very neat for now, where like this service is very, you know, it doesn't have that many lines. It's just, you know, I have the state, I have the JSON parameters, you know, all that noise. I forgot, it's been a while. And here I do SQLX raw query. I insert into the database, and I'm using async. It's been a while, so I don't remember perfectly. But then like you know, this is passed into the controller, where in the controller the create game method that we just saw is being called here, where again, remember that I passed the state and I passed the JSON body that we get from like the HTTP request. And then all of this, for me, like, I understand this is really good error handling, but for me this is so much noise. And then like you gotta check that there's no duplicate keys, that, you know, game with address already exists. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here, but oof, I don't know. And that's just a simple one. Same here. The update, I remember the update being pretty nasty. So here the get game, so like in order to update, you had to make sure that you were able to get the game by ID. If you could not get it, then you threw an error. Then you would unwrap the game, then you would update it. Like, I don't know. And this is just a to-do app, essentially. I just called it like soccer games. So you would get soccer games, create soccer games. So it's nice, but it's just when you go back to Golang and you see like this, for me this is, I'm not saying it has less lines. Well, actually not this one. Where is my MongoDB? Let me put here MongoGo. For me this is easier. Like right now, sure, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but I don't know. I find it nice. I like it a little bit better than Rust at the moment, but I'm open to learning Rust. Hey, Frank the Tank, happy Friday, bro. So let's do. Oh, I'm gonna have to leave in very little. So let's see if we can do the get by ID. We already have the create, and then the update and delete. That's quick. Deleting is actually easier, but the update may be like the tricky one. So okay, see, if there is an error, then we do that error. Otherwise, if we don't have an error, then we can return the to do and the nil value. So then we can go here. We have the get by ID, undefined get by ID. No, that should be fine. Get to do by ID. Okay. Handler router get to do. Get to do. Oh, I see why. Get to do by ID. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Let's open this so you guys can see. Get to do's, create to do's. I'm missing the handler because that was a service. Get to do by ID. http.response-writer, r http.request. And then same thing, to do is equal to service to do. Why is it? There you go. To do. I don't know if I have to set headers every single time, but I'll add it there. Later I'll go ahead and check. And this has to be var. Then I'll just say to do. To do error is equal to do dot get to do by ID, where this I have to get it from the URL param. So ID is equal to chi.url param and this ID. Do I have to check for an error? Okay, let me close this. HTTP request string from the request. Okay, there you go. That was it. Then we have to check for the error. Okay, fine. So I have to do that. Then I have to do log.println error. Oh, yeah, I need to pass the ID. And then I can do JSON.new encoder w.encode to do. I believe that should be fine. Router. Okay, so now let's comment this out just to see if this works. Hey, Susokes, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, or what's up? I'm not sure if it's guy, girl, but what's up? Yeah, ask your question. What do you have in mind? Let's go ahead and restart this. Make restart. Okay, so that is working. Just making sure that nothing is broken. Health check works. To-dos works. Now let's go ahead and let's try by ID. No. No, guy like a boy. That's how you say it in English. Like, you know, like GUI. Oh, gotcha. What's up? What do you have in mind? What have you seen Golang? What do you think about Golang? Let's see. Why am I getting a blank page? Create to do, get to do by ID. I can get rid of that, by the way. Format.println to do. Let me restart. Mongo, no documents in result. Okay, so there you go. Now I know why that is not returning. So whatever we're doing in our service is not working. So there's something here that I probably don't have it set up properly. So I have bson.m id equals, okay, so let's see if I mess something here. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now let's try again. Okay, that was not it. Okay. Let's make sure that the ID is being sent properly. So let's do format print ID. Format print ID. Let's see. Okay, so the ID is here. So we are sending the correct ID. What am I missing? Find one. Collection, context.background. context to do. So maybe that's one reason why. It should work though, I feel. Let's try that. So I'm currently working as a full stack developer. I occasionally use ChatGPT to generate APIs for try it how it will do that, and I can almost fully create a RESTful API. It can handle time-based tasks, cron jobs, create and validate MongoDB schemas, basically everything. However, I don't think ChatGPT is as successful on the front end. Do you think AI will backend developers from their jobs? Because I have already started learning AI. Nah, look, there will be a lot of automation for sure. So for example, I'm using ChatGPT right now, like this ChatGPT. Whatever ChatGPT gave me, I asked it to give me like an API. So I literally told ChatGPT to give me the project that I want to do, and it couldn't do it properly. So I don't think it's going to replace programmers. But as a programmer, you do need to have more and more knowledge so that whenever minor tasks get automated, you have like that higher level idea, like how to set up like not only one server but like multiple servers, that you know how to set up like a database with replicas, with, you know, especially in big companies, like that you know more about like architecture, that you have like idea on like if things are running slow, is it because like maybe the algorithm that you're using is slow. So like even if you don't know that, I honestly think that AI won't replace any type of developer, not even front end in my opinion, but it will replace the how do you say, like the simple jobs. Like for example, if you were a junior engineer where you were creating something, like a senior will now be able to like run a tool and get that done really quick. So that those jobs are going to disappear. But like if you're a mid to senior front end software engineer where you have to create things with states, or you know, with Redux, context, whatever, using style sheets, and do something a little bit more complex, you're not going to be replaced, in my personal opinion. But who knows? What you want to do is become indispensable. And how can you become indispensable? Well, AI cannot make decisions for architecture, so you want to become really good at architecturing. AI, like, obviously has information from the internet about like runtime complexity, space complexity, and all that stuff, but decision making obviously is something that, you know, as of now at least, is not very good. So that's things that you can, you know, do in order to become irreplaceable. So that would be my answer to that. By the way, guys, I'm gonna have to leave. We almost got everything done. This is probably something like where was it? Let's see if I can get this done before I leave. Thanks for the answer. Can I ask one more question? Yeah, go ahead. You know, I like these questions. This talk is very interesting, especially nowadays. Oh, page not found. Let's see what happened. What did I do? Right, all. This API health check. Oh, probably I added the bar at the end. That's probably why it was getting me an error. Yeah, there you go. Now let's do this. Okay, so ID is being read, but Mongo non-documents result. Okay, so I know that I'm doing something like minor here as an error. I need to step out as well. Have a good weekend, yo. Hey, you too, Yair. Have a good weekend, man. And I'll keep you in touch whenever I get updates. Okay, Osu Soaks. I'm generally working in small-scale companies, and as you know, such companies don't focus on a single project. They can constantly undertake new small subcontracted projects and forget about the old ones. What I'm curious about is, even in a simple language application where could be a language application, there could be like 5,000 developers. What are these 5,000 developers doing? Because from an outsider perspective, it seems like 5 to 10 people could handle both backend and front end. It's something I've been wondering about. Well, it really depends, because for example, big companies, let's take Facebook, where they have like that many amount of developers, for sure, or even more. It's not that like people are not capable, you just don't have time, because in Facebook you have so many functionalities. And so, for example, take Facebook, and let's say Instagram. You have like the stories team, probably you have like the pictures team, then you have like the reels team, then you have like the store team, and within those you have like, okay, you have to handle like architecture, like, and by architecture I mean like you're displaying stories of people, millions of people all over the world every day. So you need to make sure that like you have not only one server running, of course, but you need, let's say 200 servers per region. So let's say that you have like 200 servers only in like the, I don't know, not even the East Coast, but let's say yeah, 200 servers is only the East Coast. Then on the West Coast you need like another 200 servers. And let's say not even 200 servers. You need something to know how many servers you need to like replicate depending on the traffic, right? And that's only for stories. And that's only to know like what you need to like replicate. Then you need to make sure like you're creating well the stories. Then you need to make sure that whoever, like say myself, that if I go into my Instagram, which stories can I see? Are they private? Are they public? Which stories are displayed first? So that display of which stories are being displayed first, you need an algorithm of recommendations. So who are recommended first? Are you putting priority to people that earn more money? Are you putting a people of priority with more connections, more interactions? So those things already, you've seen, like just what I mentioned requires like DevOps, machine learning not department, but like a machine learning team. You need like someone that's dealing with database reads, database writes. You need obviously like managing of all that traffic, and that's only in the stories. Now imagine like the pictures, the reels, the stores, comments. It gets very convoluted, and that's only Instagram. Then you have Facebook, then you have also WhatsApp. So these are a lot of things that, and I'm probably missing a lot of details. You have the live streaming. So I forgot about live streaming too. So that's probably another team. So all of these things have to be working in parallel. And it's not that like someone is not able to do it. It's just that whoever is dealing with the reels part or with the store part, like purchasing on Instagram, is not going to be able to have time to deal with the live streaming on Instagram. So that's why companies require so many people to be dealing with all these many different like micro applications, if you want to call them like that, inside of this macro Instagram application. So that's the reason. But yeah, hopefully that answered your question. And I just want to be able to get this. I don't want to like leave the streaming without me not being able to get the ID. Let me see if I'm missing something. Collection, line 1, context, background, JSON encoder, do new encode. Okay. All right. So now, what am I doing? Okay, let's try this. Microservices, logger service, command. No. Okay. Logger service, command API. I wanted to go to the handlers. Read JSON. No, I wanted to go to the data models. Log entry, new, no, insert, no, all. Options, fine, no, piece and set sort, no. Context to do. Get one. Okay, there you go. So this is more like what I'm trying to look for. Okay, so I have my collection, that's fine. Document ID, so I have the document ID. Oh, I have to change it to like a MongoDB ID. That's right. And then I can look it up like this. That's right. Okay, let's do that. Where am I getting the ID from? No, okay. That's not the one. Where is it? Where is this? There you go. So I'm gonna copy this. I wrote a bit long story for that, but I learned things that I was curious about in the last days. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course. Please. Actually, I like when the chat asks questions. I think there's a lot of like interesting things that sometimes people may not like know. So I think it's cool that these things are discussed. So no. For by all means, definitely ask as much as you want. Primitive. Is this a MongoDB thing? Yes. Doc ID declare not used. So now here I can use. So instead of doc ID, I'm gonna call it Mongo ID or object ID, but Mongo ID is self-explanatory. Mongo ID. So it says no new variable, so I can just do this. Okay, so now I can probably exit out of this. And restart. Okay. Well, yes! Okay, it works. So at least, I know it was very simple, but I'm happy that this works. So I'm gonna leave you guys. I gotta run. Thank you for watching, and be alert when I do the tutorial on YouTube, because I'm gonna be making a tutorial on YouTube with MongoDB for sure. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.